Hey guys, welcome to this new video. In this video, I'm continuing building the rear wing. As you can see, that was my dog. As you can see, I demolished the wing. I removed all the duct tape, so that can go. As you can see, these are the aluminium plates I described in part 1 of this series, and these are the foam pieces. Like I said, I glued this one together already. I'm going to do this with this one as well, and I'm using this polymer sealant for that, because this won't demolish the foam. And as it says on the bottle, it's very strong. It's all Dutch, but it's very strong. So yeah, let's do that. I have to stop filming because I can't glue it with one hand. So I'll be right back. As you can see, I put the glue on there, and I'm going to put it on the foam. Be careful your fingers don't get dirty, because this is really nasty stuff, and it goes on like that. Not filming correctly, but it doesn't matter. You have to position it right on the foam, because this is the same shape. As you can see, it fits perfectly. Let's do the other side. There you go, other side done as well. Yeah, put this one on again, just like the other one. There you go. You can always position this a bit, so it doesn't have to be in its correct position immediately. Just correct. You can correct it a bit, slide it a bit if it isn't dried out. There you go. I have two of these pieces. Now I have got this piece has to come in between, so I'm going to put some sealant on there, and on the other side, this side is down on the table, so I have to turn that around, put some sealant on it, and glue it against this piece of foam. I accidentally put sealant on the wrong side of the aluminium plate. It's not that big of a problem. I can clean this afterwards. I can clean this away, but it's a shame I messed it up. And I have to glue the other side onto here, and then it's going to be all right. Only thing is this. It's a shame, but not the end of the world, I think so. And then this is the final result. As you can see, without the duct tape. And you might be thinking, why did you remove all the duct tape? It was fine on there, right? Well, I figured out with the other project I had with fiberglass, if you have the duct tape on there, you're always going to see that. So you always, even in the end, you're going to see those duct tape stripes. I didn't want that. I want a clean look, and I can pursue that with this. Only thing is, these grooves in here, it's a bit opened, but I'm going to put some sealant in there. Get my finger wet. That's really strange. And just get it all away if you can. If you get a soapy finger, yeah, you can easily just remove all the sealant, and it won't stick to your finger. So that's a nice tip. But that's for a later stage, because first this has to dry, and this has to dry, so I can remove the angle grinder. Just really softly, don't scuff any of the aluminium away. And then this is done, and it can go for fiberglass. I might don't even seal this, because I think it will be fine with the fiberglass on there. So yeah, that's next up, fiberglass. By the way, I let this whole piece dry for, I think, maybe even 2 days. So yeah, once I get the fiberglassing this whole thing, the sealant is completely dry. At least it says on here on the packaging, it says quick drying somewhere. I read it somewhere. Quick drying, so I think 2 days, more than enough.
One eternity later.
I recorded this part of the video afterwards because the audio was missing on the original clip, but you can see me buying the epoxy resin and hardener here. This is just my local hardware store and it's really cheap stuff. Later you will see me changing to another brand. I mix the resin and hardener in a measuring cup, and it's really important that you mix the right proportion because otherwise the epoxy won't be able to dry nicely and you get a very weak structure even though you put a lot of work in it. I'm really going to pour it over the wing with this epoxy mix before I will lay the first fiberglass cloth over it. I will do this cloth in 3 pieces and later I will overlap those 3 pieces vertically below and above the wing mounts. I am thinking about making 4 or 5 layers of fiberglass because I did 3 layers on this project and that's already very solid as you can see. But on the wing there is going to be way more force with the air and all that kind of stuff on there, so I might make it even stronger. So I think 4 or 5 layers is just enough. So as you can see, I put down the first piece of fiberglass here, and after you put down a cloth you have to sandwich it with another layer of epoxy. And what I found works best is to stomp it with your brush. This way you won't move the fiberglass up and down or in any direction, but still get the epoxy everywhere, so it still covers the whole piece and then it makes it stick and perfectly. So as you can see, this area won't get transparent like the rest because I didn't put enough epoxy under the fiberglass. It really has to turn transparent, otherwise it won't get solid, and that's where that sandwich effect comes in. So you really have to do epoxy, fiberglass, epoxy. That works. It works the best, and that's how it's supposed to do. After you get the epoxy everywhere, you can use a simple paint roller like this to press all the air out. Don't press too hard because you can move the fiberglass cloth up and down, and that's the last thing you want because everything is covered with epoxy. So the other 2 pieces are on, and as you can see, I'm very happy I'm wearing these latex gloves because you seriously don't want to get this epoxy on your skin, and if it dries it's very hard to remove it, so keep that in mind when you're doing something with epoxy or fiberglass or something like this at all. Always wear gloves. So I put down the second layer. This is a slightly different type of fiberglass because this isn't a woven pattern like the first layer. Also, this one is way heavier than the first layer, and of course it isn't heavy at all. Fiberglass is never heavy, but the first layer was just 80 grams per square meter and this one is way more. And as you can see, I'm using the same stomping technique for this layer, but unfortunately I ran out of epoxy, so I had to order some new. And this is the epoxy I ordered. This came from mrboat.com and it was a bit more expensive, but I have a really good experience with this company. By the way, this is not a sponsored video or anything, just an honest recommendation of a product I like, and I like to recommend products that are very good and always work very well. So this one is just like that. Back side of the wing, got some new fresh cloth of fiberglass, the new epoxy. Let's go. Unfortunately guys, I can't film anything for you because my camera, I got it in the mail, I've got it today, but it just didn't work properly. Shame, something's wrong with the battery or something. I have to figure it out, maybe even buy a new one. So yeah, unfortunately still no footage of me actually doing it, but yeah, you can see the result and I'm trying to explain as good as possible to you guys. So guys, I did the back side of the wing. This is the end result. These are about 7 layers. Sometimes some places there are maybe 6 or 5, 4, but at the end, I will do it off camera because this doesn't work filming and fiberglassing at the same time. But at the end I will do a stripe here that overlaps to the other side, and just on the other side as well. But yeah, this is the end result. I will let it cure now for a few days, maybe. I think 2 days is the best. And yeah, I will post the result in the next video. And once it's cured, I'm going to have to cut this all the way. I have to completely grind it down, but for sure I will show it in the next video. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.